My entitled girlfriend gave me an ultimatum after accusing me of getting her a fake Gucci bag, so I broke up with her, and now she's begging me to take her back. We'd been dating 6 months, and honestly, things were good. She worked at a dental office, I'm in tech sales, normal relationship stuff. Then one Saturday, I was killing time at this vintage consignment shop downtown while my car was getting detailed next door. She texted asking where I was, so I sent her my location. 20 minutes later, she walks in and immediately gravitates to this blue Gucci shoulder bag in the display case. She's holding it up to the mirror, saying it's absolutely perfect and matches everything she owns. The owner wanted $80 for it. I didn't think twice. My girlfriend was happy, I made her day, worth it. She wore it out of the store and posted 3 Instagram stories about it that afternoon, calling me the most thoughtful boyfriend ever. For 3 days, everything was great. She brought that bag everywhere, took it to brunch with her friends, carried it to work, even slept with it on her nightstand the first night like some kind of trophy. Then Wednesday evening, my phone rings. She's immediately screaming so loud I had to pull the phone away from my ear. Her coworker, Molly, apparently spent the whole lunch break examining the bag and announced in front of everyone that the stitching pattern was wrong. Fake Gucci. My girlfriend was humiliated. She's yelling that I tried to pass off a knockoff as real, that I embarrassed her in front of her entire office, that everyone's probably been laughing at her behind her back for 3 days. I tried explaining I had no idea about the brand. I just thought she'd like the bag. She cut me off. She said if I actually cared about her, I'd fix this. She'd done research, and a real Gucci bag in that style cost $2,400. She wanted me to buy her the authentic version by Friday, or she was done with me. I asked if she was seriously giving me an ultimatum over a bag I bought her as a surprise gift. She said yes, this is about respect, and hung up. I sat there for a minute processing what just happened. Then I texted her that we're done. She actually laughed in her response, sent back 3 crying laughing emojis, and said, good luck finding someone else. An hour later, my phone started blowing up. Her friends were calling me a cheapskate, saying I deliberately humiliated her. Then I saw why. She'd posted on Instagram a photo of the bag with a caption, when your boyfriend buys you fake Gucci and thinks you won't notice. The disrespect is real. Guess I know what I'm worth to him. It had 200 likes already. Comments were brutal. People were calling me broke, saying she deserved better, telling her to dump me immediately. My sister Stella called me at 11 p.m. She's a senior fashion buyer for Nordstrom and had seen the Instagram post through mutual friends. She was pissed on my behalf, but also confused. She asked me to describe the bag in detail. The color, the hardware, the interior lining, everything. Then she asked where I bought it. When I told her the name of the vintage shop, she got quiet. She said she needed to see this bag in person. The next morning, Stella drove to my ex-girlfriend's apartment. I'd texted my ex saying my sister wanted to see the bag to verify it herself. My ex agreed, probably thinking she'd have another witness to how cheap I was. Stella spent 20 minutes examining every detail with this jeweler's loupe she brought, taking photos of the serial number inside, checking the zipper, studying the stitching under a light. My ex is standing there with her arms crossed, looking smug. Finally, Stella looked up and asked my ex who told her it was fake. My ex said her coworker, Molly. Stella asked what Molly did for work. Turns out Molly's boyfriend manages a knockoff handbag kiosk at the mall. Stella actually laughed. She pulled up something on her phone and showed my ex. It was an authentication database for vintage Gucci. The bag was real. A 1997 limited edition from their Monaco summer collection. Only 500 were made. Current market value, $200. My ex's face went white. She started stammering that she didn't know, that Molly seemed so certain, that this was all a misunderstanding. Stella just packed up the bag and told her the authentication would be emailed to her and left. I had the official paperwork sent to my ex's apartment that afternoon. Then I took the bag to a luxury consignment store Stella recommended. They offered me $3,000 cash on the spot. I texted my ex one photo, the receipt showing I'd sold the bag that morning for $3 grand. My phone rang 5 seconds later. She was crying so hard I could barely understand her, saying she made a terrible mistake, that Molly lied to her, that she'd pay me back the $3,000, that we could work this out. She loved me. She never meant to hurt me. Please, could we just talk? I told her the buyer seemed really happy with her new vintage Gucci and hung up. Then I blocked her number. Her Instagram story is still up though. She never deleted it. I check it sometimes when I need a laugh. The comments aged beautifully.
My wife is angry I went on a trip away with my female best friend during my wife and I's anniversary. I booked the trip 3 months ago. Sarah and I were planning this hiking weekend since January. We'd been friends for 12 years, dated briefly in college, but that was ancient history. When my wife asked about the October trip, I mentioned the dates. She looked at her phone calendar for a solid 10 seconds, then just said, okay, and went back to scrolling Instagram. The week before, I spent $300 on a necklace for Sarah's birthday. My wife actually helped me pick it out at the jewelry store. She held up 2 options and said, the silver one suits her better. The morning I left, I was wrapping Sarah's gift at the kitchen table. My wife poured me coffee and watched me struggle with the ribbon. That's beautiful, she said. Sarah's lucky to have a friend like you. I kissed her goodbye. She smiled and said, have fun. The trip was perfect. Sarah loved the necklace. We hiked 14 miles, stayed at this cabin her cousin owned, and spent the evenings by the fire talking about old times. I posted 3 photos to Instagram. Sarah commented heart emojis on all of them. 2 days later, I pull into my driveway at 6 p.m. My wife's car is there, plus Monica's black Honda. Monica is my wife's best friend and a family lawyer. I walk in and find them sitting at the dining table. There's a manila folder between them and 2 empty wine glasses. How was your trip? My wife asks. Her voice is completely calm. Great. Weather was perfect. Sarah loved the necklace. Monica slides the folder toward me without saying anything. I notice her expression shift. She looks almost sorry for me. Inside are printed screenshots. Every text I sent Sarah over the past 3 months. Can't wait for our trip. Picked out the perfect gift for you. This weekend is going to be amazing. There are restaurant reservations I made. The jewelry store receipt showing I paid in cash so it wouldn't show on our joint account statement. My Google Calendar screenshot showing 10-year anniversary, marked in red on October 14th, the exact weekend I was gone. I gave you a test, my wife says. She's still calm. I told you the trip was fine to see if you'd remember our anniversary on your own. My face goes hot. You never said it was our anniversary weekend. You said it was okay. I didn't think I needed to remind my husband that October 14th is the day we got married. I look at Monica. She won't make eye contact. I checked our credit card statements, my wife continues. You spent $47 on dinner with Sarah on Thursday, $89 on wine at the cabin, $15 on flowers you bought at that gas station near the trailhead. I'm assuming those were for her too. They were just wildflowers. It wasn't like that. You spent $451 on Sarah that weekend. You know what you spent on me? Nothing. You didn't even text me goodnight. Monica stands up and hands me a second envelope. Divorce papers, already filled filled out. I had Monica draw these up on Friday, my wife says, the day you left. I wanted them ready just in case you actually forgot. This is insane. You're divorcing me because I forgot our anniversary? No, she finally shows emotion. Her voice cracks. I'm divorcing you because when I helped you pick out that necklace, I asked if it was for me. You laughed and said, it's not really your style. I asked what occasion you were celebrating with Sarah. You said, just because. When's the last time you bought me something just because? I don't have an answer. Monica did some math, my wife continues. In the past year, you've spent $2,147 on Sarah. Birthday gifts, her car payment when she was short in March, that concert in July. You've spent $340 on me. Our anniversary is in the folder too. You circled it in your calendar with a question mark, like you weren't sure it mattered. Monica finally speaks. The house is in both names, but Lisa's been making the mortgage payments from her separate account for 8 months. She has documentation. My wife stands up. Sarah can have the necklace. I'm keeping the house. You have 30 days to move out. She walks upstairs. I hear our bedroom door lock. Monica packs up her briefcase. For what it's worth, she says quietly. She really hoped you'd remember. She bought you a vintage watch last month. It's in her nightstand. I'm still holding the folder when I hear my wife crying through the ceiling. My phone buzzes. It's Sarah asking if I got home safe.